Media Matters for America, you guys are the ones that found Imus's quote in the first place, got him in trouble, and eventually he was fired. Now he looks like he might be coming back on air, and you seem to be excited about that, but not necessarily in a positive way.
Well, listen, the question now, if he does get back on the air, the question is, what is his behavior going to be like? You know, people might remember that after this whole thing broke out, he was apologizing, and one of the reasons I think that he did eventually lose his job was that not just that his comments about the Rutgers basketball team were so repellent, but it's that it wasn't the first time, it wasn't the fifth time, it wasn't the 10th time that he had used racist humor and then ended up apologizing for it and saying he wasn't going to do it again and then doing it again. So the real question is, if somebody decides to put him back on the air, where's the responsibility going to lie? Is that media company, whoever it is, are they going to be vigilant about making sure that what they're putting out over their airwaves is something that they think is responsible and contributes to the public good? Or are they just going to kind of let him go wild like he always has in the past? I think that's the real question. And in Media Matters, we are certainly going to be watching, and we'll be putting up on our website anything that he says that people might find objectionable.
But, Paul, you know, I think I can make a case, one that at least I find persuasive because I'm making it, that if they had suspended Imus and then he came back and apologized and explained why what he did was wrong, that we might be in a better situation than if they fired him and then somebody else hires him to basically do the same thing. So aren't we in a kind of a worse situation now that because the next person that's hiring him is in effect saying, I'm giving you the green light to do what got you fired in the first place?
Well, I think that's possible, but I guess it really depends on what the terms of his new contract are and what kind of an attitude he's going to bring. I mean, you know, nobody's saying that he can't make jokes and you know, do the kind of the mix of politics and humor that he had before. But I think that it really depends on what level of responsibility that media company is willing to take. I mean, what was really different about what happened with that whole dust-up wasn't just all the attention they gave it, but the fact that eventually NBC, which was airing his show on their television network, MSNBC, and then CBS Radio, eventually, after at first saying, well, you know, we're not really responsible for what he says, that's just Imus being Imus, eventually they did step up and say, okay, you know, we have to take responsibility here. That was what was really different, and the question is that level of responsibility going to be exercised again? And I hope that it would be.
We're talking to Paul Waldman from MediaMatters.org, but Paul, is there some chance that you guys did him a favor? Because, you know, some people are reporting that he got $20 million, and he doesn't have to carry out that contract, and he might get a new contract. So he's going to be on the air just the same, and plus have $20 million in his pocket.
Well, that's certainly possible. I hadn't thought about us getting Imus $20 million. But, you know, you can never predict how these things are going to go. When we put those sorts of things up on our website and the monitoring that we do, it's because we want people to understand what happens on talk radio, on television, and in a lot of other places in the media that they might not be aware of. And, you know, you can't always predict what the consequences of bringing those things to the public attention are going to be.
Imus, yes, had a history of racial overtones, at least in the humor that he used. But among the different conservatives, I'm not even convinced that Imus was a conservative. You know, among the Limbaughs and the Savages, the Glenn Becks, etc., I think he might have been the least offensive. Was he taken down based on what he said alone, or was it that he actually also wasn't getting that great a ratings anymore? What's your sense of that, Paul?
Well, you're right in that he wasn't really a strict conservative. He was a little harder to pin down ideologically. And you're also right that there are a lot of people out there who say even worse things than he said. I think that part of the reason that it got so much more attention was the fact that he held kind of a different place in the media ecosystem, if you will. One of the things that was characteristic of his show was that you had this parade of very kind of well-thought-of establishment media figures and politicians who would go on his show all the time. And in between, you know, the racial humor, then you'd have an interview with Chris Matthews or an interview with John Kerry. And the fact that he was someone who was so enmeshed in with the political media establishment, I think, first of all, conferred a larger degree of responsibility on him. He should have been acting more responsibly. And it meant that those people were then going to have to answer for the stuff that went on in the show when they weren't there. So, you know, you can point to somebody like Michael Savage, who's listened to by millions and millions of viewers and spews out an endless stream of hate radio every single day. But you know, prominent politicians and media figures are not going on his show. Now, there are other places. Rush Limbaugh is also somebody who is not exactly responsible in his rhetoric, but the Vice President of the United States goes on his program all the time, which is a whole separate issue. But I think that was really the fact that Imus was so well thought of within that kind of Washington political media establishment is part of the reason why so much attention was given to him.